Okay, with us, is this vendetta politics, the Snoopgate push at this time? With me in the studio is Lalita Kumaramangalam, member of the National Executive of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Good evening.
Also today, good evening, Ms. Kumaramangalam. Kavita Krishnan, National Secretary of the All India Progressive Women's Association and a Politburo member of the CPIM. Thank you very much, Kavita Krishnan. Yati Noza of the BJP, senior advocate in the Gujarat High Court. Ragini Nayak, spokesperson for the Congress party, doesn't mince her words. Let's see if she does tonight. Gaurav Bhatia, national head of the legal cell of the Samajwadi Party. Harish Salvi will join us in some time. Let's begin. So the question is not why, Ragini. You understand? The question is why now? And what was your government doing for the last 5 months? You only wanted to use Snoopgate in a non-serious manner to put a Damocles sword over Narendra Modi's head. You were not serious about it all this while. You did nothing.
Really?
And because you fear that he may become Prime Minister, you now want to put the albatross around his neck 15 days before the results. Now, Ragini, therefore, the question is not why, but why now?
Order, you've asked too many questions, and I think it will only be fair that you would allow me time to complete. No, there are many subsets. There are many subsets to your question, but I would begin today by making 3 initial observations, and I'm going to answer your question as well. You see, the way Bharatiya Janata Party has been crying foul and crying conspiracy over the request for the appointment of a sitting judge to head the Commission of Inquiry over the Snoopgate matter only goes on to prove that they are nervous, they are scared, and they are disheveled to the core, which is also a hint at the extent of the culpability of Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Amit Shah. First point. Secondly, I would also like to condemn the way comments and accusations have been made by Mr. Arun Jaitley today in the press briefing, which had an undercurrent and undertone of threatening the judiciary of this country. He almost seemed to challenge the High Court judges, daring them to accept chairing the Commission of Inquiry. And thirdly, to say that the government of the day does not have the constitutional and legal right to get a sitting judge to head this Commission of Inquiry is as far away from truth as the Constitution of India is from dictatorship. Now, coming directly to your question, Arnab, if the Congress party was bent on a witch hunt against Mr. Narendra Modi, I'm sure that the government would have surpassed the due process of law, which many a times entails delays, and would have forced a commission of inquiry, which would have...
Ragini, it's a long opening remark. It's a long opening remark.
Just a moment.
The problem is you answer your own questions. My question was not about why, but why now? Ragini, the question was not about why, but why now? And you should know.
The guilt that you are accusing us of is that we followed a due process of law.
Now, either you admit today on national television that the Home Minister of India is utterly incompetent. Say so. That the Home Minister Sushilkumar Shinde is an incompetent man. That he's a non-serious man. That he makes promises and does not act on them. Because on the 10th of January, the Home Minister said we will appoint a judge very soon. Didn't he say so, Lalita Kumaramangalam? 1 second. Didn't he say on the 10th of January that I will appoint a judge and that too in the next 2 or 3 days?
Can you prove a fact?
Why didn't he do so? 1 second. Lalita Kumaramangalam is responding on that. Lalita.
He did say it, but it's not very surprising. Mr. Shinde is the same person under whom, as Power Minister, we had the greatest power outage in this country. He was never removed. This is the same man who said he has life outside of Patna after the Patna blast and so many innocent people died. So it's nothing surprising that his inefficiency is again being, seen quite obviously in this case too.
So what would you say to her? Because she's made her opening remarks. She's really...
Look, it's quite obvious that the Congress wants to have something to hold against Mr. Modi. Since 2002, they've tried desperately to play the communal card. In the 2014 elections, people have made it very clear that they're not bothered about it. What they want to look at is development. The Congress has been trying from day one.
So it's not important whether an adult woman... No, it's not important that an adult woman...
You asked me why the Congress is doing it. I'm giving a reply for that. It may be important, but it is important.
Why do you say maybe? Is it or is it
It's
not
important if it's true. It's not true. It has been made very clear, and all these facts have been submitted to the Supreme Court, that the lady in question is not a minor. She herself was feeling threatened, and because probably she wasn't able to say anything. As you know, this is India. Who do you go to for rescue and to be helped? She went to her father. Her father said, please try and help my daughter out. See that she's under threat from that particular commissioner against whom, the most ugly accusations have come out. I don't even want to talk about it.
Ugly
it's so dirty on national television. That particular person who is I think the collector or the
You're getting rebuts.
And
you know, 1 second.
You have to intervene.
No, 1 second.
Let me finish. I don't know why you have this habit of intervening. Let me finish. After that, you can give your rebuttal. There's no problem. You hate being interrupted. I'm sure everybody else does too. The problem is that particular man who made all those accusations, there's been such foul stuff about him that's come out that I think no decent person would want to talk about it on national television. And the fact is that this girl has not complained, nor has her family. The Congress needs something to hold over Mr. Modi's head.
I'm sorry. Given the fact that this case involves the allegation against the Gujarat government and your prime ministerial candidate for sidestepping the paperwork, for sidestepping, is it a serious allegation or not?
Come on, Arnab. Even when it was shown on your television, you said we can't.
Is it a serious allegation or not?
It is serious only if it is true.
No, he has
been asked to by that particular girl's father to provide some form of protection to find out what is happening, and they felt she was being harassed by that particular man.
We are a banana republic, therefore.
No.
We are a banana republic. There is no paperwork required.
There's no question of it being either a banana republic or a banana state, for that matter.
So if any individual today, you can say today that people are watching you. In a country of 1.2 billion Indians, any Indian can go to any chief minister and say, I want surveillance on my daughter.
I'm not saying anything of the sort. That's quite a ridiculous jump.
Why is it ridiculous? That's exactly what happened.
No, the fact is that
The fact is, Ms. Kumaramangalam, a young lady was tracked without her knowledge.
No, she knew about it.
How do you know she knew about it?
Because she hasn't complained, and her father said she knew about it.
How does that mean she knew about it?
Why would her father lie about it?
How can a father snoop upon his daughter? No father can snoop upon a daughter.
He didn't snoop. He asked for help. Because he felt
kind of help
that
is
she
this?
might be at risk from that particular person whom she was working with in the district where she was doing some work as an architect.
And the central authorities help in that snooping.
This was not central. This was state authority A and B. They didn't snoop. In order to make sure that girl was safe, they tapped her phone to see that she was being harassed.
So it's an acknowledgement that the phone was tapped.
No, was it her phone that was tapped or not?
She was followed. Her phones were tapped.
Followed. Her phones were tapped.
So that's a big.
According to what Cobra Post and Gulel.com and the Congress, of course, is saying.
But it is an important issue. It cannot be brushed aside.
Any woman's safety is an important issue. Not just this particular issue, any woman's safety.
Well,
I'd like to say that there are far more important issues on women's safety which should be brought onto the table.
No, you see.
And the timing of this whole thing is extremely suspect.
No, ma'am, one second. Ragini, Kavita Krishnan has to come in. You let Kavita Krishnan come in, or you want to come in first? Gaurav Bhatia wants to come in also.
The whims and fancies of a person who wants to misuse and abuse.
Ragini,
Arnab, can I come in at this point?
Ragini, Gaurav, after Kavita, I want to make one point. The argument today, Kavita, that is, yes, Yatin Oja, I know. The argument being presented is that the centre is overstepping its role. Then the argument being presented is that Narendra Modi is being targeted.
1 second.
They want to fix Narendra Modi using this.
Absolutely.
They want to keep a Damocles sword over Narendra Modi using
something
this.
They want to find in order to be able to fix him.
I want to understand from Kavita Krishnan, I have the greatest regard for Kavita Krishnan at another level, at a personal level.
I'd like to speak.
I want to understand how someone like you who's clued on to how politics runs. I just want to know why you are not questioning the timing of this decision 15 days before the result.
I am actually, Arnab. I am actually, Arnab. I have always found that the central government's actions, not just on this question, but on a whole host of other burning questions of justice, even including the Ishrat Jahan case, the Snoopgate case, and so many others, even the Sohrabuddin murder, many other things. I believe that their actions have been deeply questionable, and in this case also, in fact, I have gone on record. I have just some time ago also tweeted about the dodgy timing. But I want to say, I think as your show also, as you also have been rightly pointing out, is that the dodgy timing is one thing which I think reflects on the Congress's credibility and its seriousness.
Hear that, Ragini.
I agree
Hear that.
with you there. But I think that the seriousness of the issue. But may I speak? But I think that the seriousness. Please let me finish, Ragini. Please let me finish, Ragini. Please let me finish. I am shocked actually by the things I heard Lalita Kumaramangalam saying just now, and I find that to be the far greater and huger scandalous issue here. The issue is, how can the BJP say that the phone was tapped, which they are more or less admitting, because they are not really, Modi has not yet contested. The Prime Minister, who's so fond of his own voice, has not yet gone on record to say, no, I did not illegally tap the girl's phone. He could say that. It would take that a few seconds to say that, but he has not said that even once.
That means you
now,
know what's it? So admission
of any citizen.
Submitted all their replies to the Supreme Court.
One second, Lalita. One second.
So you admit tapping.
Please let me.
So you admit tapping.
No. The Supreme Court. No. Arnab. Please let me finish what I'm saying. Please let me finish what I'm saying. I want to say here that Lalita Kumaramangalam just said that women's safety is an issue. Let me say that women's safety from snooping, women's safety from stalking, and the safety of women's autonomy. This is a huge issue. Women do not just have to remain safe from rapists. Women want to be safe from the intrusion into their personal lives by anybody, be it their fathers, be it their lovers, be it some stalker somewhere, or be it the Chief Minister of a state who uses the might and machinery of a state.
But women also turn to their families when they want some sort of protection. Kavita, you have to admit that.
If there was a
this
reason,
is still India.
More than
Most women are not empowered enough to deal with their own safety issues on their own.
Did they not have a time to acquire the proper paperwork? What was stopping the government from doing this in a legal way? If it was legally required, if there was a valid legal reason for it, if it was not for the personal pleasure of Sahab, if it was not for the personal obsession of Sahab, why did they not acquire the proper Home Secretary's permission, which would be subjected to review within a week?
First of all, we have no idea who Sahab is. Till today, it's just conjecture that it is Narendra Modi ji.
Arnab, can I come in?
No, you see, therefore, Yatin Oza, therefore, yes, Gaurav Bhatia and Yatin Oza are coming in next. Yatin Oza, do not try to only hide behind the question of timing. It is for me to ask the question of timing. I would like to warn you, Yatin Oza, do not use the timing issue to deflect from the merits of the case itself. You have to answer the question of snooping.
Why not?
Mr. Oza. So that is for me to ask. You answer the question on snooping, please. And therefore, Mr. Yatin Oza, my question to you is this. How can you bank on an internal inquiry provided and done by your own government, which is the accused party in this case, to deliver an objective report? Tell me anywhere in the world where an accused party exonerates itself. What kind of logic have you applied in the Snoopgate Commission?
Let us talk legally. Now you have posed the legal question and let me answer.
Sir, let us also talk ethically. Let us also talk morally.
Yes.
And not just legally.
I will answer morally, technically and legally. All three. Look, the person who is appointed to head the commission is a very independent person, has held the office of a judge of the High Court. To say that judge of the High Court will be influenced since he has been appointed by the government, every commission of inquiry is always appointed by the government, be it an inquiry against its own officers or its own politicians or for some incidents that has happened in the state.
Pretty much did the
Please. To attribute motive.
Didn't he dare
to attribute motive?
Today?
1 minute, please. let us not.
That's your
I think this
problem.
is the
Let her
government
take on it.
model
He
of
declared it.
Narendra
Narendra
Modi,
just said he'd be
which is
surprised
hijacking
if any judge with self-respect would come on that.
Because of
Or agree to take up this.
1 minute, Ragini and
When
Yatinoza.
speaking,
This is after-
she tries to
after the
interrupt.
Godhra riots,
Because
was
something
shifted
which
out
is
of
being
Gujarat.
said is
They
inconvenient
had
Why are you
to her.
bringing
Shifted
Godhra into this
Shouting
again?
leads us
Gujarat.
nowhere. All that I am saying is that a retired judge of the High Court has been appointed, and to attribute any motives against her is not proper.
Sir, I am not talking about not attributing motive against Justice Sugnia Bhatt. What I am asking you about the terms of
I
commission.
might have appointed.
Sir, terms of commission.
Arnab,
I am asking you about the terms of commission. Is it true or not?
It is.
Is it true or not?
Government which will appoint.
Is it true or not, Yatinoza,
What?
that the terms of commission are about whether there is a conspiracy in the release of the tapes after a gap of 4 years? Which means that you do not want to go into the issue of
Arnab.
whether there was snooping or not as much as you want to go into
No,
the issue of whether there
my
was a
Chief
conspiracy
Minister,
in the release of the
1
tapes.
minute. There
You
has been a
want to fix the
clarification.
people who
There
released
has
the
been a
tapes.
clarification from the
You
state
don't want to
government
go into the merits
that
of the
each
issue.
and
Admit
every
it,
issue will be
Yatinoza.
gone into by the government.
Arnab,
The
can I come
government
in?
of Gujarat has in no uncertain
there's
terms
another thing.
unequivocally
One,
stated
Ragini, let him
on
answer.
record
Should have been
that
the
each and every
prerogative
aspect
of the
will be gone
Bharatiya
into by the
Janata
present
Party
commission.
to at least put in the findings of the commission of inquiry constituted in
Arnab,
Gujarat in the public domain
have a few
before
things to
Mr. Narendra
point
Modi
out.
has been projected
Arnab.
as the prime ministerial candidate. They did not do it. I'm sure Mr. Narendra Modi
Arnab,
would
no,
relish
what
the
has-
position
what
of
has
judge
actually-
jury
What did you do?
executioner
No, madam,
in
don't
this
shout.
case.
Ragini, what did your government do? Did your government even name a judge?
Now,
Did you
Arnab,
fulfill your
the
promise?
simple and short
Did you set up a
answer is-
commission of inquiry?
Arnab, I would like to
Or did you
come in,
only
please.
use this as a political threat? Gaurav Bhatia wants to come in. Gaurav Bhatia is responding to Yatinoza. 1 second. Gaurav Bhatia to Yatinoza. Yatinoza, please listen. Gaurav
Arnab,
Bhatia.
it is.
To appoint a commission.
Not
If I
at all,
may
not
be allowed
at
to
all.
speak.
Ragini, after Gaurav Bhatia,
If I may be allowed to speak.
Gaurav Bhatia,
Yes,
please.
It is true.
From taking over as president.
Gaurav Bhatia.
It is true.
This is done.
How can you
It is
accuse
true
us
that the
of any
Congress-
ulterior political motive?
Ragini, let the
Ragini ji,
Samajwadi
if I
Party
can speak, please.
Yes.
It is true that the Congress could have taken the consent of a retired or a sitting High Court judge and could have named the person in the notification when they were constituting this inquiry commission. However, today, why is more important than why now? And the reason is this, that it raises a larger question about abuse and misuse of government machinery. And this is not the first time, Arnab, that it has happened. When the fake encounter cases of Sorabuddin and Prajapati came into light also, and now this Snoopgate scandal. These are very vital issues which need a thorough probe by a competent retired judge or a sitting judge of the High Court. Yes, the Congress could have done it earlier, but just because it got delayed, should the commission not inquire into it is the larger
Gaurav,
question
there is a
which
reason.
we need to focus on.
There is a reason
and
why it has
also
been delayed. There is a reason
attitude,
why it has been delayed.
this
they
attitude.
examined the merits
Let
in
me just
December, January.
let me just
They
complete,
knew that there is no
Mr.
merit in the
Ojha.
case, and
Let
therefore
me
now
just
at the end
complete.
of the day, this controversy has
Please,
been.
what is Mr. Narendra Modi scared of if he has nothing to hide? He has not so far denied that there was no tapping illegally. And when
Why
an
are you
FIR is
assuming he's
registered
scared
against
of
him,
anything?
fingers are
No.
pointed at Election
He's
Commission,
not
and
scared.
today you are running away
It's
from a fair
pointless
inquiry.
for him to
Why
talk
are
on this when he
aspersions
knows
being
that no
casted
wrongdoing was
upon
done?
a retired or a sitting High Court judge?
Directly on this matter. He
Do
has
we
never
have no faith in
declined
the
that there was
judiciary
some
also
kind
now?
of espionage,
I think
that there was some
it
kind
is
of
important
surveillance.
that the
And
prime
he's
ministerial
only
candidate comes
conceded to
clean,
the part
Arnab.
of his
And for that
constituency
reason,
by
the
trumping up the
timing
letter of the father,
should have been earlier,
which
but it does not take away from the merit of having a commission at this
My
point of time.
question, therefore, taking off from what Yatinoza has said, and I expect Harish Salve to join the debate in a minute. The question at this stage, and this question goes to the BJP representative, is please. The question is, what are you scared of?
We're not scared.
Of course, you appear to be scared.
We are questioning
You
the
appear to
timing
have
of
been
this.
scared to the point that your own arguments have shriveled up tonight. Tonight, you appear to be nervous.
Look, the
You
government
appear
is
to be
scrambling.
intimidated and scared.
No, neither nervous nor intimidated. The government is scrambling on several things. They are in a desperately trying to get consensus to appoint a Lokpal who would be kind to them if we came into power. This is not the only thing they are hurrying to do.
Is it within the centre's domain to order an inquiry despite a state probe if the matter pertains to 2 or more states?
I don't think so. I'm not a lawyer myself, so I can't give you the legal opinion of that.
I can tell you, and
Harish Salve will come and
1
do
minute,
that.
Yatinoza.
This is
1
just
minute.
a psychological war.
What's your objection?
Wage against Narendra Modi. That's it.
The question is, today this commission is appointed or is being appointed
can I answer it
only with a
immediately?
reason.
One at a time, after Yatinoza.
To see that Mr. Modi is stopped from taking oath. He's
So
becoming
stop
the
playing
Prime Minister
victim.
of this country. Is
Stop
written
playing
on walls.
victim.
It is
Have you no
only
other
and
argument
only
than
with a
playing
view to
victim?
see that
No,
there are
I
hurdles
think this is
created in his
absurd.
way in
Every
taking
time
over
Mr. Narendra Modi
taking
breaks
over
the
the reins
law,
of this
they
country.
say he's being targeted and it is political vendetta. Why can't they mend their own ways? He's just like an ordinary
Absolutely.
citizen, Arnab.
It is because
He's not above the
it
law.
is only with a view to see
He's
that
not above
hurdles
the law.
are created in his taking over
Please,
the reins of
every
power
time
of this
if
country.
law is broken,
that
irrespective of who the person is,
desperate
he has
attempts
to
are being
face the
made.
consequences, even if it is Mr. Narendra Modi. What are you talking about and
Anybody
saying that
under
he's being
the sun-
targeted?
Oh.
Maybe the timing could have been
No,
better.
I am not
That does
saying-
not take away
what
from
I am
the fact
saying is
that an inquiry
anybody who is
commission
guilty
can
will
be
be
appointed by
punished.
the central government.
But when it is maliciously
Mr.
being
Modi
pursued,
himself has said-
How?
pursued
Without a
that
probe?
anybody who has done anything wrong will be held accountable.
Logical
No,
ends.
but
So
then
why are you-
please
why are you trying to
please
misstate
don't
facts
take,
here?
refuge in this excuse of political vendetta. You've not
It's not
denied
an
that
excuse,
the
it's
phones
the
were
truth.
tapped.
It is political vendetta.
I'd like
The
to-
public interest.
Nobody
I-
is
I'd like to-
political vendetta.
accused on that.
Mr.
I-
Modi
I'd
is
like-
not a weak or
At
an
this
afraid
stage-
man who's scared at all. It
You
is
yourself
political
came to a
vendetta. It takes
conclusion
them
that there
5
is no
months,
merit
suddenly
in
just 2 weeks before the results are out.
the political
When they are
vendetta.
staring
Then
at
why are you
defeat.
questioning the timing?
They come up with this
He would-
again.
He would come clean if he has not done any sin.
The results are to be declared.
Look, this was the same argument that was forwarded
not
by
come clean
everybody
if he has done
over the
nothing wrong, if
2002
he has not
riots
broken the
till
law?
the courts themselves found that there was no proof against him, and still you go on and on about it. The same thing is going to happen here. He is not guilty. Mr. Modi
Just a few days
is quite
back,
determined
it
that
was being
his
said that
time
the
is best
FIR had
spent
been wrongly
explaining
registered.
to people
If he is
that
not
we are
guilty,
trying to bring development to millions and millions of people across
has
this
been
country,
wrongly registered.
including security for women
One at a
and
time.
equity for women across the board.
And his hands are clean. Why are the apologists of Modi shouting aloud?
We are not apologists.
Crying foul and
Please.
crying conspiracy.
Please, just using
It is
few words
conscious
like that is
clear.
not going to either
Why
scare
does
us
he
or
not
intimidate
handle
us.
a single
We are not
question
apologists. I
on
mean,
Snoopgate
I or
in
Mr.
the
Ocha
list
sound
of
apologetic
interviews
or
that
like
he's given to
apologists
news
today?
channels? I'm afraid that he has conceded to his complicity and culpability by trumping up the letter of the father. He has never declined, that he has never objected to this fact. Amit Shah has only said, and the fact that we have in the public
Look,
domain.
Mr. Modi has
only
had the
relates
courage
the
to
letter of the
institute
father
an
saying
inquiry
that it was
commission
an
in his
inquest.
own state.
But I would
I'm
say
sorry.
that it is
How does
not
that
just
show
a
that he's
matter
scared?
In no uncertain terms.
I mean, you're looking at mirages. You have nothing to say about him, so you're clutching at something.
It is also a matter of abuse of power
would
by a
extend full
person
support
who relishes
for
in
commission
acting
reaching
as
to a
a
right
That's
conclusion.
rich. The Congress talking about abuse of power is really like a joke. You people don't even want us to talk about Vadra in Parliament. Your minister, Manish Tiwari, is forced to say there will be no discussion on him. And now suddenly you talk about abuse of power, a man who came from 1 lakh to 300 crores in 5 years.
About the name of the judge.
What is
not
abuse
going
of power?
to be
Do you even
out
understand it?
even-
Ragini,
even on the last date of election.
Ragini, I am so, may I say so, Ragini?
What political benefit can
May I
the
say
Congress
so?
reap out of that?
Ragini, can I please?
Arnab, I think this
Because you are on a roll,
political
Ragini, but you need to
accusation of
listen.
yours Is trespassing
But then
into
that's
the
typically
realm
Congress.
of
They never want to
absurdity.
listen to others. They
Ragini,
want
now,
others
you know
to
what?
listen to them.
You know, I can see Mr. Harish Salve join the debate and he's wincing. 1 second, Ragini. I'm just asking you one question. One question, please. And Harish Salve coming to you after that. And Ragini, give me short replies, okay? Give me short replies. Because when you speak the truth, even a yes or no is sufficient, Ragini. My question number 1 to you is it true that on the 10th of January, the Home Minister said we will appoint a judge in the next 1 or 2 days? Yes or no? Don't give me a just say yes or no.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear your question. Can you repeat it, please?
Oh, I mean, simple question. Did the Home Minister say on the 10th of January, I will appoint a judge to head the inquiry in the next 2 days? Yes or no?
He said so. He
Okay,
said so.
second question.
And the government
Second question.
tried its level best.
Second
and
question.
The government tried its level best to get a retired
That's
judge.
all right.
Exactly.
You have no
Don't be on the
right to
defensive.
prove it on fact. You cannot prove it on fact that the government did not do what was needed to be done. And you cannot prove on fact that getting a sitting judge instead of a retired judge is going to deter or hamper the judicial proceedings.
How do you know
I
we
don't
can't
know
prove it?
why you want to deflect
We
the
have only
major
your
issue
word for it.
over the issue of
Congress's word
timing.
is strong enough to make everybody believe them. How do you know we can't prove it?
I don't understand why you didn't do anything. I mean, I can also equally ask you, and please don't
prove
speak
it on
over me. The
fact.
question is, the
To
fact
prove
is
it
that
on
you've been
fact.
sitting on this case.
Madam
You've been
Lalita,
sitting on
prove
this
it on
case.
fact.
You've been
You have
sitting on
been-
this case
you
since
have
the
been
26th of December last year. And you are acting when you're acting, and you've not even acted 2 weeks before counting day. So the natural question will be asked, what on earth were you waiting for, Ragini? And none of the bluster and the aggression will take that question away from you. You say today you'll get a Snoopgate judge by the 16th of May. Is your government doing the people of this country a favor? Why should we not suspect the fact
Mr.
that you have
Arnab
deliberately not
Goswami,
acted on it for the
we
last
were
4 months?
only-
Maybe you are trying to do a
we
deal
were
with Modi.
only following-
Maybe you are trying
we
to
were
do a
only
deal
following
with the
due
Gujarat government.
process of law. We would not surpass the due
Come on.
process of law, and we will never replicate
Harish
the government's
Salve.
model of intimidation
Never
and fear
surpass the
that
process
Mr.
of law?
Narendra Modi has
Who are you
created
trying
in
to kid?
Gujarat and wants to institutionalize in the rest of the country. The
You
only
pick up,
thing
you
can
pick up,
accuse us
you
of
pick up.
getting
The fact is, the fact is, the fact is,
You know, there
the
are
fact
certain
is,
delays
Ragini, I'm going to
which
Harish Salve
are
now,
a natural
but I
result
will
of
say this to
following
you.
Democratic processes.
I
of
will say
following
this
the
to
due
you.
Process of law, and if there
Well,
was a delay, it was not. You cannot say that we were.
Don't
not
tell me about the
committed
what
to get
process
this
of law.
inquiry
I know,
approved.
Ragini, 1
We
second,
have
please.
done
I know
this.
that your government
And
is known for.
Arnab,
Ragini,
I told
listen
you,
to me, please.
If we were
Let
on
the
a
others
witch
come in.
hunt, we would
Let the others come in, Ragini.
We would have assumed,
Ragini, you have to let others come in.
assumed extra
Ragini, you have to let others come in.
powers, just like Mr. Narendra Modi did. in
Ragini,
Gujarat.
why are you getting so
And we would have
defensive?
definitely expedited
Ragini,
the
why are you
the way
so
the debates
defensive?
are to be conducted. This is not the way you participate in the debate. Look at the way she is conducting herself. This is not the way you participate in the debate. Just shout,
Okay.
shout, and don't permit anybody else to speak.
Mr. Harish Salve.
But Mr. Salve, the
Mr.
question-
Harish Salve.
the question was put
Mr.
to me,
Harish Salve.
and I have a right to answer.
Mr. Harish Salve, 2
I
weeks
was shouting
before the
because
election.
I couldn't hear anything.
Ragini, Mr. Harish Salve.
Yeah.
2 weeks before the results, the government says you'll get a Snoopgate judge. Should we not ask what this government was doing since December? Is that an illegitimate question?
Arnab, your question is legitimate, and I will just share 3 concerns with you. First of all, my concern is for your state of health. If the auditory levels of the interruptions you've been hearing is at the same which I've been hearing, I'm seriously concerned for you. The second issue I want to share in 45 seconds a story with you. My father was on the select committee when the Commission of Inquiries bill was being drafted. And the visionary Mr. Palkhiwala had appeared and told Mr. Chavan, who was the Home Minister, don't make such a law, because someday this law will be extremely controversial and become at least be accused of being an engine of political oppression. What I've heard in the last 10 minutes, I think, shows the wisdom and the foresight of Mr. Palkhiwala. In the last 5 decades, I have not come across a single report of a commission of inquiry which has served this country well. And I think it's about time we repeal this law. The optic of what is being done today is not right. And in a democracy, optic and perception is extremely important. And I think that's where this debate must rest.
No,
I
what's
think you have a
wrong with
valid
it?
point.
No. My
If it
question
wasn't
was
done till today.
My question was,
I'd like to.
Can I put it very bluntly here? And Kavita Krishnan wants to actually come in at this stage. I'm just very pointedly, I understand your broader point, but the simple point is this. Kavita Krishnan, others say a young woman, adult woman has been snooped upon using central agencies. Irrespective of timing, is this not something that people of the country should be afraid about? That there should be a clear investigation into it?
No, Arnab, First of all, I think this is more a matter for police investigation. And if the issue was so serious, the CBI should have been asked to investigate it, or this is actually a matter which should have been brought in a PIL for an appropriate investigation, because you have to get into the bottom of this. A commission of inquiry is where different members of the public come and tell you what is actually happened on the streets or what is their perception. This requires a hardcore investigation, including at times maybe even custodial interrogation. So I don't think, I think this is not really the right remedy for this. That's point number one.
So that's a critical point. Therefore you do admit. Admit that the Gujarat government, yes, Kavita Krishnan, therefore you do admit that the Gujarat government setting up retired judges to look into for its own commission of inquiry, when the fact is the Gujarat government is itself the accused in this case, holds absolutely no merit. Kavita, what's your point?
Arnab, bluntly, two wrongs don't make a right.
Kavita.
Can I come in? Yeah.
Yeah, Kavita.
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Salve that in fact it's a very, very serious matter, and I agree that commissions of inquiry have largely, with a few exceptions, a few honorable exceptions, have generally served to delay, to distort, and to basically avoid justice. I think that many of us have been concerned about this in a whole series of cases, important cases. But I think that the crux here is, when you talk about optics and perception, is that of course the optics and perception of the appoint, Mr. Shinde's action right now, very questionable, no doubt. But I'm saying that the optics and perception, for me as a woman, as a citizen of this country, the optics and perception of a party which is claiming to win the election and which is saying we are going to form government, our candidate is going to become prime minister. The optics and perception of them telling the country that it's all right, illegal snooping is all right. You have to forget about it as long as we assure you that her dad asked for it, she knew about it, she was okay with it. The fact is that, and it was for her safety. What shocks me is that it was for her safety. Last year, I'd like to remind you, last year when the movement happened, one of the most important slogans that came out of that anti-rape movement, it wasn't just about rape. Women said very clearly, we don't want, in the name of our safety, don't take away our freedom and autonomy, because they smelt that coming. They knew, and I'm telling you that this is something that routinely happens. Families do it, institutions like colleges do it. In the name of safety and security, they take away the rights of women. And I think that if we are being told by somebody who is in political public life, who is a candidate, who is saying I'm going to be prime minister, I'm saying here, I want to say this here, that I don't know whether he is going to be prime minister or not. I do not know. I think it's a question that can only be decided after 16th May. I'm not about to say, oh, he's about to be PM, so he's being targeted. He is a candidate right now. And even if he wins, even if he becomes prime minister, this question is one that is not going to go away. And I really think that every woman voter ought to really ask herself, the political discourse on gender in this election has been abysmal. We've had Mulayam Singh, we've had Abu Azmi, we've had Amit Shah talking about how a particular community rapes women. And now we've had Amit Shah talking from CARP platforms, and now we've also had this terrible Snoopgate defense. For me, the defense being offered by the BJP, that is the clue. That for me is actually the red flag. I'm saying don't listen to what the Congress is doing. Don't hear what the Congress is up to. I have no credibility. Congress holds no credibility with me. But I think the BJP's own defense is shocking and shameful.
Now, I think Lalita Kumaramangalam tells me she has an answer to you.
Ms. Krishnan, with all due respect to you, much of what you say I agree with, because I've been working in the field with women for donkey's years now. And I know, I'm also a woman in India, and I also agree with a lot of your argument, especially about autonomy. But Kavita ji, there is one fact that we must agree to. Women in India, we don't even have the training to be autonomous. I'm not saying this is good.
Didn't you undermine women in your opening remarks? Didn't you undermine women in your opening remarks? Where you said, no, I remember what you said. No, I remember what you said. No, Ms. Kumaramangalam, you said this is after all India.
It is.
And in India, a family comes around to support a young woman.
It's true.
And therefore my question, if it is true,
most women in India do not have the capacity to protect themselves legally, financially.
How do I? Fine, then I have.
That's not a good situation at all. It's very bad.
No, watch. Harish Salve wants to come in. No, but in that case, watch. Harish Salve, yes. Mr. Salve wants to come in. Mr. Salve, please.
I want to come in for 5 seconds.
No, Mr. Salve.
No, I'm actually baffled by the replies of the
Snooping violates.
Lalita ji, let Mr. Salve
Snooping violates the rights of citizens of India. No government, I repeat, no government has the right to snoop on anyone unless it is for very good reason. We have allowed society to slip out of our fingers by allowing snooping, allowing secretive leaks, creating gossip. People like me have been said, oh, you want to protect corporate lobbies. Arnab, it is time to stand back and think. It is not only a gender issue. Why, if my conversation with my daughter is being snooped on, is it less important that a father's right is being invaded and more important than a daughter's right is being invaded? I don't think so.
No, but that
if my
argument
son
doesn't
was
hold
being
here,
snooped
Mr.
upon,
Salve.
I would be as angry. If my
That
daughter is
argument
being
doesn't
snooped
hold
upon.
here.
No, it's not a gender issue.
No, that
it's a
argument doesn't
snooping
hold here
issue.
because Mr. Salve, in this case, the people, the police officers, the alleged minister can go ahead and argue that, you know what, the bigger issue than what we did is the fact, and people like Yatinoza will say, bigger than what we did, bigger than the act of snooping, is the fact that our tapes were leaked. That leak of the tapes is an intrusion of privacy, Mr. Salve. That argument cannot be held, I'm sure.
No, I'm sorry, Arnab. You missed my point. My point is the issue is snooping. It's not a gender. Those two ladies had an argument about ladies. It's about snooping. Tell me, if your son was snooped upon, would you be less angry than your daughter being snooped upon? So it's not a gender issue.
I've actually said
what have we allowed these over-bloated governments to become?
It is both.
I think this issue also has larger implications.
They peddle.
Both, Mr. Salve.
On the realm of gender issues as well.
Let Mr. Salve complete.
My point is, we have allowed governments to get away with murder in the name of security, in the name of intelligence, and we have allowed them to collect. You see, once you break the rules, then there is no stopping. Then you will snoop girls, you will snoop boys, you will snoop wives, you will snoop husbands. We have to get order back in our society. Somebody has to be seriously answerable for passing an order of snooping. Girl or boy is irrelevant. So it is not. So those two ladies were having a discussion on Indian women. This is not a woman issue.
No,
if my son or son-in-law was being snooped upon, I would be equally upset.
About human rights, not just
I agree with you. I agree with you, but the argument being given by the BJP, I brought in the question of women because the whole thing is being justified in the name of women's safety. That is why I brought it in. Otherwise, I fully agree that this is a question of citizens' rights.
Precisely.
And that the
Kavita, I beg to differ with you. The only question why I brought it in as women is because of
Believe me,
who's supposed to have been snooped on.
Believe me. I just want to end with one.
You said the woman knew. If the woman knew,
yes, she did.
How do you say she women? If the woman knew, wouldn't she herself have kept the police informed of her movements?
The same woman has also said, can you please drop this thing, because it is I'm now a married woman and I don't want this to be brought up. Whatever happened has happened. I asked my father for my family for help and they helped out.
That doesn't help me get to the bottom of it. Don't shoot over the woman's shoulder. In the tapes, it is the other way around, where the woman's whereabouts are being relayed to an unnamed individual. And even assuming
of women's safety. You cannot trample upon women's safety like this. I think these two issues go hand in hand over here.
So Yatinoza, understand the point Harish Salve made.
Arnab,
it is no government's right to snoop. The issue therefore, Yatinoza, is not only of timing. The issue is of snooping.
Any person.
So don't let timing undermine snooping, though timing is also important. The Congress failed to answer that tonight.
Arunabh, I want it. Arunabh, I just wanted to add one thing.
Yes.
Arunabh, I just wanted to add one thing before Yatin answers.
Nobody in the legal profession.
Employ anti-terrorist forces.
Ragini, Harish Salve hasn't spoken much.
Boundary of Gujarat, but also in 3 or 4 other states.
I have one sentence, Arunabh.
Of snooping.
Let
Harish Salve has
You
one
will be
sentence.
horrified.
Please, Ragini.
You will be horrified to know the extent of snooping which is going on our mobile phones alone. I've put these figures on record in Supreme Court. A company like Tata Tele, which doesn't cater to that much high-end clientele, gets an average of 10 to 12,000 phone tapping requests a year from the central government alone.
All right.
Now you can imagine, multiply that. What society are we living in? We need to address this larger question.
Narendra Modi did.
But Ragini, let me tell you this, don't sound so happy about
Doesn't
it.
exonerate what any government
Central
did.
government is believed to have mastered the art of surveillance. And you may want to live in a surveillance society.
What happened about Pranab Mukherjee's phones being tapped by a colleague of his?
You may want to live in a surveillance society. I don't. And hence this is not just a political issue. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much. Is this vendetta or not? I don't know. But one thing is that it cannot be buried simply by using the argument of timing. Thank you for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.